Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Aberry. If you're new here, let me just give you a little rundown. First of all, I'm in the middle of moving, so if you choose to stick around and subscribe, it's not always this chaotic, but it might be for a little while. Um, Normally this channel is for me to react to K-pop that I'm not familiar with. So for context, I have kind of a main set of groups that I listen to. BTS, Blackpink, Twice, IVE, Mamamoo, a few solo artists as well, TXT, and there's more, but those are kind of my main groups. I've also been to KCON a few times, so I've seen lots of groups perform. I went to 17 concert a couple months ago, despite not knowing very much about them. But my point is, I love K-pop. I also hate it sometimes. I think you know a lot of what I mean when I say that. Um, but it's been such a huge part of my life for so many years, and so I wanted to use this channel generally to just explore more. There's so many groups, so many great solo artists as well, and K-pop has been around for decades now, so there's lots to see that I just haven't seen yet. So that being said, um, I'm just gonna let you guys know first and foremost, I don't know anything about EXO. Obviously, I know that they're super famous and they're very important in the K-pop sphere, the history of K-pop, if you will. Um, but for timing wise, like I started listening to K-pop in high school, and I was listening to like Girls' Generation and 2NE1, so I kind of started in that era, and then I stopped listening for like over 10 years, kind of, and then re-entered this world with Blackpink actually, and then BTS kind of became my ult after that. So the timing just made it so that I wasn't really around or interested in K-pop when EXO was on top. And that's really all there is. I don't have anything against them. I know some of you probably heard some of the fandoms that I'm a part of, and we're like, "Oh, she's one of those." Actually, I'm not. So I will give you another disclaimer. I don't do fan wars, so don't come into my comments with fan wars. I'm not interested. I think it's a sign of low intelligence. I think people who engage in fan wars have mental health issues that there's no shame in having mental health issues, but these are mental health issues that are avoidable, in my opinion. And I think it's disrespectful to the idols. I think it's disrespectful to the artistry itself. And there's a lot of people who work really hard in this industry to bring art and creativity to us. And when we degrade it to just fan wars, I just think it's stupid. So I'm not interested. Um, this is why I listed the groups that I'm into. I didn't list myself as being part of those fandoms. Like I didn't say I'm a Blink, I'm a Once, I'm Army, because I have a lot of issues with a lot of the ways that these fandoms behave. Not everyone, of course. There's been positive experiences with all of the groups, like concerts that I've been to. K-pop fans in real life are actually very nice. It's just the internet breeds a space for people to be absolutely fucking insane. So I just needed to put that out there. So yeah, I'm gonna shut up. I see this video came out 3 weeks ago. If I recall, they dropped an album, a whole album. So if you're interested in that, I might react to the entire album on Patreon. Just very hard to do on YouTube with copyright. So yeah, this is my first ever EXO video. um, and I'm happy for them. Like I love to see idols that are older, and by older I mean like over 27, um, continuing in their career and kind of fighting back against K-pop and saying, no, we don't have to all be 19 to be relevant and successful in this industry. So that's one thing I already love. Let's go for it. Boop. Crown. Oh, we are at the temple.
Yeah, 네 앞에 내려와 기꺼이 받을 crown now we're back and touching down He's the king of the town
Oh, these jackets? I love. Hey! I love that guitar. It's like distorted, like metal guitar. That's Kai, right? I think. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. He's like the one face that I know. Love this set. It's such a beautiful video. Ugh. That falsetto! Woo! He has a very innocent baby face. Oh, what a beautiful shot with those like drops. I love the cadence of that breakdown part. Da, da, da. Reaching for the crown, I see you. Whoa, love that effect, so cool. That siren in the background. Chainmail hat? Fucking sick. I just watched something with XG where Harvey was wearing a chainmail, like, kitty hat. So cute. Brother, you are on fire. Woo! Oreos coming through, boo-boo. Love that. Wow, majestic! Again, I love these jackets. Woo! So powerful! Sorry, my cat is down here. Oh, that vocal run. What in the butts? Okay, give me a second. Hold on. I just need to digest this moment. SM entertainment. Hold on now. Okay, so where do I begin? My first EXO video. Um, in a way, it makes me nostalgic for K-pop because it's not that K-pop is not K-pop anymore, but knowing that they're such a staple in the industry, I felt that even in the song. Like the song, I wouldn't say it's dated. Like I'm not trying to be insulting, but it reminds me of maybe like 2012, 2013 in a good way. But it also has certain sounds and certain ways that it's mixed that made it fresh. Like as I mentioned, like those guitars, this metal guitar thing, um, they kind of they must have had like some kind of pedal or filter on the guitar that made it sound very metal. And I was hearing some unique stuff with the bass as well, which was really cool. The visuals, of course, impeccable. This is very much my aesthetic. I very much like period pieces. I love military jackets. I love Baroque and Gothic architecture, and so I see nods to that. But also, there's this kind of industrial, like outer space, otherworldly, like the nods to the temple in the sky. So it's like this godliness that's coming through, like as if they are literal gods. So I thought, I don't know, it's just a really cool marriage of these actual different time periods in one imagery or in one video. Um, I will say the song itself, I'm not like in love with it. I'm not moved. It's not gonna like change my life. But vocally, I was very surprised by some of the things I was hearing, and that was a nice treat. Some of those moments of falsetto, some of the vocal runs were really cool and impressive and unexpected in a good way. So that was really, really, really cool. I think because I don't have very much of an impression of what they are like as a group, um, I didn't go into this knowing like, are they a strong vocal group? Are they strong dancers? Are they just all kills? Like they're just good at everything. I think that's mostly it. I think they're probably good at everything, even just based off of this one video, and again based off of their reputation. So yeah, I very much enjoyed that. Um, What else? Okay, let's talk about the lyrics. I think this is where, I might upset some of you with this perspective, but I'm going to stand by this pretty hard. I would imagine that there's a lot of fandoms who probably won't even listen to the song, but they'll just see the title or pick out some of the lyrics and consider this song to be an attack, as if EXO is coming back and saying, "Everybody move aside. We are the kings. This is our crown." I think some fandoms are going to interpret it that way. Probably, but it's been out for a couple weeks, so I'm not on Twitter anymore with these K-pop folks, so I don't really know if there was any backlash or whatever. I don't really care. But that's what I anticipated hearing some of these lyrics. Simultaneously, I imagine there are some EXO-Ls who will also take it that way and say, "Look, these are our boys saying that they're on the top and all the other groups can fuck off." I think that's what's very audacious and very cheeky and kind of genius about this song is that it can rile you up if you only read it on the surface level. Because the surface level does kind of imply we're the best of the best, everyone else can sit down, we hold the crown. But I don't think that's what the song's actually about. I think more so, this song is written to the fandom, to EXO-Ls, as if to say, we're going to hold or keep the crown, protect the crown for you, for our kingdom. Because it could be a translational thing, but I don't remember what lyric it was. It said something like, "For you. Even if it breaks me, I give it all." What does it say? "I'll protect the crown for you." Right? So, to me, if you really read into that line, it's more so like they're speaking directly to their fans. They're not speaking to other people to start a fight. I don't think this is a diss song. I don't think they're trying to mm, rile up anyone. I think more so they're just saying, we built this kingdom for the EXO-Ls, for ourselves, for the impact that we've had on the industry, and we're going to protect that. It's not so much about we're going to war with the other kingdoms. I don't get that vibe. And the only reason I say that, besides what the lyrics are kind of hinting at slightly, is that idols, whether people want to believe it or not, a lot of these people are friends with each other. If they're not friends, they at least admire each other because they have more in common with each other than they have in common with us. And even lately, despite the controversies of like events like the W party, the breast cancer thing, and like the fact that like they all go to each other's concerts, like the amount of celebrities or Korean like celebrities in general and idols who showed up for Hobie's concert in Korea, the amount I'm not going to try to start anything, but JK going to aespa's concert, like they all support each other quietly. It's just the fans that create the problems. So I don't know enough about EXO, but I know that they are smart enough and have been in this industry long enough to know better than to just rile other people up for no reason. That's why I don't think that's what they're doing. Um, like obviously the main fandom that would be offended by this song by choice, again keeping in mind they choose to be offended by a song like this, is one of the main ones that I'm a part of, and I just mentioned one of their members. And I know these two groups have such a rivalry, and yet I know that they're also friends with each other. I don't think they're like kikiing on Kakao Talk every day, but I know that they have relationships and that they're fans of each other. And again, it's really only the fans themselves that come in and ruin these things. Another reason I don't believe that this is a battle song or a diss track is that fans are oftentimes making the lives of idols more difficult. So idols are not going to fuel that fire. If anything, I think most of them just want fans who respect their artistry, who are honest with them, who are kind, respect their privacy, respect their space. And so I think again, EXO's been in the game long enough to know that picking fights with other fandoms or encouraging their own fans to go after other people, it's not sustainable. They wouldn't be in the industry this long if that was the kind of attitude that they were bringing, especially for a comeback, because this is a risky year to have a comeback, right? We have BTS, Blackpink, Ive. Not that Ive is like a top, but you know what I mean. There's always competition on the charts because you don't know whose song is going to rise to the top. XG just dropped theirs, and despite them not being K-pop idols, they still are performing on like Bank and like they're probably going to perform at the end of the year awards. Like they're still in the mix enough that it does matter. Isn't Big Bang? Aren't they doing something this year too? So like it's a very interesting year to decide to have a comeback. And despite all these companies being different, they all talk to each other. They all know. They have little low key spies in each other's radars. They knew that all these other groups were going to be dropping this year. So again, I don't think EXO would come in here and just be like, fuck everybody else. I think they're more so just focused, like I said, on their own kingdom, moving forward with that, and protecting their legacy. That's what I think. I'll protect the crown for you. I think the crown is a metaphor more so for their own legacy than it is for we're trying to say we're the kings of K-pop and everybody else is wrong. I have too much respect for them to believe they would do that. So, um, I know I yapped a lot, but if you're new to this channel, that's what I do here. And I don't do quick reactions. I have a lot to say, and as I said, I have very mixed feelings about this industry. But bottom line is, I love K-pop and I love to talk about it. So that being said, I do have a podcast called Hallyu Noir, which is about the intersection of Korean culture and Black culture. Um, it's very K-pop heavy, but I do want to have a few guests on to talk about other things, like what it's like to live in Korea, dating in Korea as a Black person, some of our deeper collective histories. Would love to get into the K drama conversations if there's anything over there to discuss. But yeah, if you're interested in that, you can just search it on YouTube. There's only one episode at the time of recording, but I filmed that episode with another YouTube reactor named Khadija from the group Reverse. If you're familiar, you might have seen her on your algorithm. So yeah, just thought I would let you know since some of you are probably new, and I appreciate it. As I said, please, if you want to inform me about things in the comments or you want to push back, that's fine. Just do so with like some tact and respect and keep your own dignity, right? Because the reality is being mean to me is not going to make your idol love you anymore. With that, I appreciate you. I enjoyed that. I'm glad that I decided to react to it. Shout out to EXO for like staying in the game and like keeping it real, you know? Anyway, annyeong. Bye.